from the coach's perspective, how important they are, etc., etc., etc. But for any of you who have coached, and I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that either have or are currently coaching, you know that it's not the easiest job in the world, and we really do it because we love it most of the time. But look, I would like everyone who is a coach that is here today to stand up so we can give you all a round of applause before we get into... So stand up, come on. Jodie, stand up. And I do thank you on behalf of the club for putting your hand up to take on the sometimes onerous role, but most of the time very pleasing and satisfying. So the person that has won the coaching or the Coaches Award of the Year unfortunately can't be here today, which is very disappointing, but his team is here and the woman who nominated him is here as well. And so I'm going to call her up on stage to accept the award on behalf of him. But before I do, I want to read out his nomination, and I do want you to listen because it's really, really lovely. Scott, so it's Scott Heffernan that won the award. He must have been very well behaved for him this year, I think. So, Scott led the boys to be both major and minor premiers in a very tight, evenly matched competition. Although this is fantastic and extremely exciting, this is not the important bit. I know I would still be saying the same things about him if we had come last, because that is the type of person he is. Let's go back to the very beginning of the season. Scott found himself with a collection of lively 12-year-old boys from 3 different divisions the previous year, so only a few of them knew each other. We also had one who hadn't played for a couple of years, one who had arrived from England in September, and one who had come from another club. A higgledy-piggledy bunch. The first thing he knew he had to do was gel these boys as a team and get them communicating. No mean feat with the varying personalities. From the start, Scott's dedication showed through, and we knew we were in for a good season. Training was officially 6 to 7:30 p.m, which is quite long enough, but an email came after the first training session. I'll be there from 5:30, so if any of the boys want to come early, they're welcome. Very soon training hours were seen by the boys to be from 5:30 to 7:30. And my son said, "We're going to be late for training, Mum, if it was even a minute after 5:30. Scott's enthusiasm and dedication inspired the boys to be keen and want to be there for the team. They wanted to be there time and time again. Parents told me how much they loved training. My son got upset when it rained on Tuesdays. Why does it always have to rain on Tuesdays? I don't want to miss training. We have to train. Scott was always well organised with equipment and training strategies based on the previous week's game. He treated the boys with utmost respect, and even when they were being painful 12-year-olds and not listening, he was often calm and positive in his dealings with them. Scott took time to get to know each of the boys' personalities, and his sense of humour came through on many occasions. He also rearranged Saturday work every 3 weeks so he would not miss the game, and often went to work at Sparrow's dawn so he would not make it in time for the match. True dedication. It was a tight competition. The boys had to be on their game week after week, and they had to fight hard and keep good spirits. Led by Scott, the higgledy-piggledy bunch became a tight-knit unit, working as a team, filled with enthusiasm, spirit and a sense of fun. We had a wonderful season as parents as well, getting to know new people, culminating in a sensational end-of-season gathering at North Harbour. The boys were winners and champions in the traditional sense, but also in the sense that they were having fun, making friends, working together and encouraging one another. Chris, stop. I could go on and on, but it was a pleasure working with Scott. And to sum up, he is a top Aussie bloke who inspired and guided a bunch of Aussie kids, yes, even our English Aussie. So Pip, would you like to come up? So I think the bottom line to this, stay here, the bottom line to a nomination like this, quite frankly, is even though they did very well and the results were there, it really is not about winning and screaming and yelling. And he just has a massive passion for football, but also for encouraging and teaching children, which at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And that's what Seaforth Football Club's all about. So well done to you boys for helping Scott win this award. And well done to Pip for nominating him. Yeah. And I think Richard just wants to say a few words too.
Okay. The